And we are back. And we are really sorry for everything that happened right now.
All right, sounds good. Everybody, welcome back. We apologize for the tech hiccups. Looks like we're good to go from our tech overlords for fixing this for us on the server end.
It's also good on the scene.
Yeah, so we're just gonna wait for both of our runners to get ready. So I'm just gonna, just let them know to go back to radar select while we get them underway. But yeah, we appreciate everybody's patience. As the old saying goes, if you don't run into issues in streaming, you're not doing it right. So
exactly. And if math told me one thing, if it's too easy, you're not doing it right either.
Yes, exactly. Let's see. So I'm gonna do the countdown for both of our runners.
Yeah.
But I guess before we do any of that, I'm Joseph Joestar316. I'm joined by Mayu.
Hello.
I was part of the first race against Apache, but Mayu and I will be doing commentary for this run. So I'm just gonna, let's see. All right, so runners ready, or I'm just gonna say runner readies because I can't type in the Discord. But so they're both ready. So all right, so counting down: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And all right, they go.
And they're off. Okay, so now we can actually do this commentary.
Yay! I was really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, and I'm also known as Long Name Joe, apparently, so thank you, dlimes, for changing that on the back end. It's just my name was too long, so he just got really creative with it. So we got dlimes as the high contender for this league, for this matchup, against Makarov, who I've raced before in the past VE League match, and dlimes definitely knows what he's doing. Very, very favored, but Makarov, while maybe shaky at times, roll. That commentator's curse again. I almost want to just shut up now. But either way, it's like the nice thing about with VE is that it's really hard to really tell, like, other than just like little like movement mistakes, like who's really gonna come out ahead. And the nice thing about this is like there's like these certain gate checkpoints where it can really influence where somebody's run can go. It could be a bad Olga, it could be a Harrier fight, it could be any of the sort, but...
Could be a 13-second time loss at Fortune.
Yeah, it could be that too. So, as we get underway with Olga, dlimes is going to get a left side spawn with a shot. So he's going to get... Okay, so only one shot. While Makarov gets the right side Olga, which is favored in this outcome here. So, a little bit of a... Let's see. I think it's going to give him maybe a couple of seconds time save here while dlimes getting the final shot here, followed by Makarov there. So just like that, I mean, Makarov, kind of gets some time back.
Yeah, and also one thing which is really to appreciate is the fact that Makarov isn't even running this game for too long. He picked it up like 3 months ago.
Yeah, it's always amazing to have more runners get involved, especially where, they pick up on things really quickly, even if, the confidence in, trying to do runs like this may not be up there yet, but, it's always a great thing to see. But yeah, just like that, I mean, it's still anybody's race. Coming up with this tanker is going to be potentially how the engine rooms will go for both runners. I expect dlimes to do the aggressive high drop strat. Makarov may go for the...
He will also go for the swag strat.
Oh, so he will. Interesting.
At least that's what I've seen from him more often than the normal 1974 strat, like Limes call before.
My God, you can never... It's like, you always gotta appreciate his creative mind with that stuff. It's like I don't know, but shout outs to Apache and follow Apache Smash on Twitter. All right, so there you go. Both swag drops, both shots to the radio. You might be wondering, well, how's the radio shot so quick like that? Well, by convenience, when you drop in front of that guard at the bottom level, when you auto-aim with L1, it actually target locks to center mass, which is where the radio is, for a quick disarm.
This was a really nice roll by dlimes.
That was a really crisp swag roll, followed by Makarov, so not bad.
Yeah. Both are pretty close.
dlimes clearing the sensor, Makarov taking his time a little bit, but also clearing the sensor. Last thing you want to do is blow up the ship. Yes.
Then blowing up the ship, exactly.
Exactly. So, with these holds, I would imagine dlimes will do the double USP stagger with the M9 follow-up to knock out a guard coming up here. So you go 1, 2, with an M9. Always just go with the hold-up instead. Interesting. All right, I mean, it gets you the same thing in the end. I mean, all you're trying to do is avoid a roll, while at the same time just avoid the guard at the end of the hallway from spotting you. And it looks like Makarov did
Makarov
the same thing.
Got it, he just got it right.
Man, there goes dlimes memeing with his M9 shooting.
Yeah. And garage by dlimes.
So, looks like he's going to go full or actually, no, partial USP with an M9 to the back. Very nicely done there. So, 1, 2, 3. Makarov going, what looks like full USP.
No, he also got one M9 shot in there.
Oh, so a hybrid strat. This is interesting. And so, a little bit unlucky for Makarov. Sometimes the guard on the right side of the hold can, stay in a, blind fire position, which doesn't allow him to get shot as easily. But he's still keeping up with dlimes.
And dlimes got his M9 shot nice at this time at the guard next to the projector. It's a really tricky shot to do.
Let's see, Makarov clearing his ladder glitch skip.
Okay, and
he's playing it safe. And yeah, that's typically the the common method for handling that guard. I do something where I just do an early shot. I just do not like the shot on the run. I mean, as Plyo would say, if you don't have faith in the shot, it's not going to work.
And Makarov also gets nice through holds too with the hold up, while we saw a roll strat by Limes. And Limes got away with his photos. Let's see if he got them all, but...
Meanwhile, Makarov is also finishing up his pictures, and you'll notice one, if not both of these guys, will finish hold 3 with the USP equipped in hand with the M9 on previews, which is part of a menuing trick setup for the plant, so that whenever you acquire the M9 as Raiden, it will be on your previous already going in, so it just saves you a menu. So dlimes is out, and Makarov is also out. So still anybody's race. dlimes with a fairly early lead. I would probably say maybe like 10, 12 seconds.
Yeah, something
which
like
is, for some people it might sound like, 10 seconds, there's no way. Well, there's been surprises with this category all night tonight.
Yes.
You don't know what the heck is going to happen. But for the most part, it's just going to be not really autopilot to Stillman, but, it's just going to be, the plant will really kind of reveal where these runs can go. But, oh, man, I got to tell you, that first race, that is something that is going to be hard to try to top, because
it really is.
That race really pushed me to my limit. I was trying to keep myself steady. I knew there were some mistakes that happened, which it goes without saying, but it may be on very easy, but the category is not to be taken lightly. The slightest mistake can set you behind greatly.
Yeah,
but
especially because it's very easy and it's really optimized. Every little mistake can instantly put you behind.
Yeah, and speaking of how optimized this category is, dlimes is currently the world record holder with I think it's like a 102 time. I would have to double check the numbers on our leaderboards, but you will see dlimes go for the early M9 pickup, followed by Makarov, who is also picking up the M9.
Yeah.
Turns out there's time.
To
go
ahead, to your statement again with the time, dlimes holds the world record with a 102.14.
Man, that is a nutty time.
Yes.
But yeah, with the M9 pickup, you actually have time to pick up this weapon and some ammo if you want to. It may look like you're, wasting time for the elevator or you would miss it, but actually, as it turns out, you have just enough time to do that. And with the same philosophy as the menu trick, like I mentioned with the tanker, since you have the M9 on previous before ending the tanker as Snake, you just do an instant equip as soon as you acquire it here. But man, I gotta say, it's I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to tell like who's really gonna come out ahead with this. Like I know in my gut, like who's favored, but it's just
exactly.
you just don't really know.
Yeah, everything can happen. Bad Harrier, it continue because walking off a ledge.
Yeah,
We
so
saw it all.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said we saw it all, even today. Like hiccups at Harrier, falling off ledges.
Oh
Can
yeah,
all
falling
happen.
into the waterward strut D. Oh, poor Tino. I mean, we've all been there, but it's hard to see. And Makarov is not unequipping the M9 before going to strut B, which is going to lose him some menuing time in strut C. Because like the menu trick with the M9 starting the plant, there's actually another menu trick you could do before entering strut B, which is part of a setup for when you meet with Stillman, so that when your M9 is on your secondary, it will be there when you actually exit the Stillman cutscenes, which, like before, just saves you a quick menu. So it looks like right now dlimes has a looks like he's like one room pace ahead of Makarov.
Yeah.
Still pretty steady. I mean, it's just gonna now start getting to bomb defusal soon, and from here, it's really what happens. I mean, it could be a lot of things, but so here he goes. M9 is instantly equipped thanks to the menu trick, and he's on his way to strut D.
He equipped his Zocam there.
Huh.
Do we see some... He's shooting the camera.
Oh, so he's skipping the little cutscene. So like if you approach that camera while it's still active, you get like a little cutscene pan to where it focuses on it, so you avoid a cutscene skip. Wow, that is interesting. I thought there might have been like some other like big secret behind it, but
it's just a little cutscene which is getting skipped there.
So you can see both will drop down to the lower level while crouching to disarm the bomb with the coolant spray gives you a faster defuse, which saves you exactly 1.25 seconds, which is part of a, I think it's like a hit detection, as it was said. Oh, that turned into the door! Man, that is so unlike him to miss those kind of turns, because what I was going to say is, like, one thing that dlimes excels at is, like, his movement is, for the most part, very clean. But, I mean, anything can happen. It's, it's Metal Gear. It's what makes it exciting. Yeah. But hopefully not as sweaty as the first race. My God. But what I was going to say is, like, for the bombs, if you're within a certain range where the spray hits all four corners of the bomb, as it was mentioned...
and what we saw Limes do there was just a cartwheel which instantly clears out all of the staircase. But to do it like that, it's pretty precise. You have to do it as soon as you see right and turn, otherwise you would just fall on the stairs and lose a few seconds for that.
I want to say that quick cartwheel up those set of stairs was found recently. Saves you a little bit of time. It's amazing, like, what little things people find. Even Makarov does in a really weird way, but it actually works. Wow, this is just remarkable, like, with what people find and, like, how they, like, do this stuff. That's what really makes this exciting. So here, Makarov is going to disarm the bomb underneath the Harrier. So like dlimes, he's going to disarm the bomb while standing up and unequipping the coolant, which is part of a coolant rise mechanic. Something to do with the coolant, putting you in first-person view, and then being able to quick unequip it.
And nice Claymore pickup by Limes at this point.
And that mine pickup scares me every time.
Yeah, every time I see it, I'm like, oh no, he's gonna hit it.
I don't know. For people that know me, I have a bad history when it comes to Claymore mines, not only just in this game, but in other games like MGS1, and I just try to do everything I could to avoid the mines in a unnecessary way.
Yeah.
But part of that pickup is going to save dlimes time on the back end, so he won't have to pick it up later. While at the same time, that mine will be used, expected to be used in the Shell 1 core when these guys make it there in this part of the run. So dlime's still holding fairly decent lead over Makarov. Still anybody's game, and shot in the back.
That's really rude of this guard to just shoot him in the back.
It was just a gentle reminder. It's like, hey, I'm still here.
Hey, you can't just walk away from me.
I mean, he was just trying to say, sir, I'm sorry, but that this is a no speed zone. Oh no, he's out of position for the defuse. Oh, dude, that is, man. You know, it's these races that really do kind of, you know, bring out some of these minor mistakes. So like what happened there is with defusing that bomb behind the pipes, is you want to position yourself as far to the right of the pipe as possible. A step over, or even just by half a step, is enough to push you out of position to get the defuse, which Makarov does get. And, you know, this is where it goes back to, like, how optimal this category is. And little things like that, especially now since it's going into, like, the milliseconds of, you know, tracking time save. You know, but it's still... Oh, man, that turn... Oh, that's one of my pet peeves is you know, getting stuck on ledges and corners, like what happened to Mac. But still, nothing severe. Just, you know, a little bit of probably like a half a second time loss there. dlime still maintaining that what looks like a one strut lead ahead of Mac, but still anybody's game.
Yeah, again, like the big gatekeepers of this game are still coming up.
Hey, you know what? I think that was that same squat guard from before in Strat F, and dlimes just wanted some payback. It's like, this is what you get for shooting me in the back.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, there's this been weird, like, thing that gets brought up. It's like, you know, where do these SWAT guys show up from? I mean, like, do they just have, like, a hidden, like, hideout or, like a break room, and then they get the call that's like, oh, it's go time.
Yeah, hidden break room behind the secret wall in every room, and as soon as they get the calls, they will just... Or they are stuck at the ceiling, and as soon as the alert goes through, they are just free to leave. But they are not allowed to leave earlier.
So what you notice both runners will do is, rather than pick up Sensor B first for the last bomb, they actually defuse the bomb first, then pick up Sensor B second, which is going to save, I think it's like 0.75 seconds or so, is normally when you pick up the sensor, defuse the bomb, and then leave strut C, the timer for the final bomb in the docks does not start until you leave. And then you'll get like this like fixed like cutscene pause for a codec to appear to have to skip through. And picking up the sensor second will skip that, you know, that idle time you would normally get. And then as they both make their way down to the docks. Ah, that is interesting. So he went down instead of up, which empties his SOCOM, which I'm sure there's probably like some secret thing behind it, or maybe just likes firing off his rounds like he did in the tanker.
Yeah, maybe he will go for...
Meanwhile, Makarov is still...
maybe he will go for like a European Extreme thing where you empty the SOCOM and just like do peek around the corner with your weapon.
Oh yeah, that'd be like the iframe strat on European Extreme, where instead of, you know, going back and forth what would be the box, which these guys don't have, you can actually peek with your weapon. It gives you brief iframes, which I don't think we'll see that here. But I'm sure there's, you know, I think dlimes just showing up. It's like, yeah, I got my empty gun here. I got Fortune coming up. I don't need ammo because, you know, strangely enough, you can't really do anything to Fortune. You know, so he's going to do a quick defuse on the last bomb here, while Makarov's making his way down the elevator. So, still anybody's race, but dlime's still holding a fairly comfortable lead. Wow, nice codec answer. You know, it's like these frame sensitive codecs where you could like answer it like as soon as you cross a certain line. Is just, it's awesome to get, but you hate to codec early. It's something I'm guilty of. So Now we got Fortune here, which is going to be an intricate setup where you're going to punch buffer 3 times across the room very delicately so that you put yourself in front of the forklift so that Fortune will destroy it while minimizing her dialogue as much as possible. Unlike in the first race where I accidentally took half a step forward without realizing it, because the positioning is that sensitive. While at the same time, he's going to have a set of cardboard boxes up front to be destroyed, while getting Fortune to destroy both of these golden barrels on the right and left sides of the room. While at the same time, you'll notice dlimes will wait to cross over as the elevator cutscene happens. If you go before, you'll actually trigger a dialogue, which is something I just learned yesterday. As it turns out, it saves you a few seconds, which is true.
Yeah.
But part of the variance with this fight, other than knowing like what not to do, is Fortune herself. She'll try to hit the barrels as best she can. Other times she just says, you know what, I'm just gonna hit you instead. It tends to happen, but it's pretty amazing. Like what was thought of as an auto-scroller fight actually has legit optimization.
Yeah, it's an auto-scroller, but not really an auto-scroller because there's a lot which can go wrong, which costs time.
Oh man, tell me about it. Oh man, so I definitely gonna assume dlimes is gonna go chaffless, so he's gonna pick up, or he's not gonna pick up either chaff from the rooftop here or the BC connecting bridge. I'm not sure if Makarov picked up a pair on the bridge. He may go for the one on the rooftop.
No,
sure.
I guess he's going for the ones on the rooftop.
Yeah, because dlimes has been regularly going chaffless. It is optimal to do that. I tend to pick up the chaffs on the BC connector bridge because unlike that bridge, the chaff that's up here when you leave the Fortune fight is... Oh, God, that damage cancel. That is scary.
Yes.
They decided to, you know what, we're just gonna, lure you in with some claymores next to the chaff, but if you're careful, you can pick them up without being knocked over because, it's at least like a 3-second time lapse per every mine that you trip. So you definitely want to avoid them as much as possible. Meanwhile, dlimes, since he already picked up the mine on the EF connecting bridge, he could just run straight through, while Makarov will more than likely have to pick it up here with a coolant rise. While at the same time, dlimes is now making his way up to the Fat Man fight, which has some variants, like the Fortune fight, but it's more movement-based, and you're going to even see dlimes do this little intricate setup with getting a fast diffuse on that bomb. I forget who actually came up with the movement pattern to do that, but it's...
And now we see a new variant of Fat Man as well, where you get him to the ground, shoot him in the head once, and then go for the bomb. You still can get bad RNG, or something like that happens, but it minimizes the bad outcome of the bad RNG.
Yeah, and I think in the last race, oh, girl, what are you doing? No! What are you? Oh, you have no business cartwheeling up there. Oh, I'm sorry, but I was gonna say is I think in the last race it was mentioned that I think it was Platonic Guy or BMN that came up with this revised
Platonic Guy.
Yeah, Platonic Guy.
And now we see a non-lethal Fat Man, which is also really nice.
Oh, so he almost had it. So you can actually go for what's referred to as a non-lethal Fat Man fight. It's very hard to do, but if done perfectly, I think it saves you, and I'm just kind of spitballing, but I think it's like a couple seconds, just given any variance and, you're shooting and, quick diffuses. But I don't know. With that one, I'm not sure if he really saved any time, but... I give him props for at least, attempting it in a race. It's tough.
It's really, really hard to do that, yes. But if you get it right with the one cycle, it will save you a lot of time, and it will save you a little bit of time for the fastest one, but it gets rid of the RNG, which is... If you have bad RNG, it can cost you even more.
But more or less, I would say like their Fat Man fights were about the same, maybe favoring dlimes a little bit in terms of going for the revised strat over the M9 Non-lethal approach for Fat Man on Makarov's end, but now both are going to be making their way to the B1 floor section of the core and shell one. And we're going to see dlimes go for the Claymore strat. You clip the magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, menuing is just as important as a lot of other things in this run, but what we're going to see dlimes do is he's going to plant a Claymore as soon as he gets out of the elevator here, fire it off with the AK, and then he's going to make his way down to the right while pausing, briefly just for, as a buffer for guards to move around a little bit, knock over one, knock over two, pick up the D-mic, and then I think he's going to make his same way out over to the left. A little bit of a far cartwheel, but not too big of a deal. And then he's going to kill the guard in the end, which is, going to cover his exit. And then the advantage to doing this is... Wow, nice dodge in that guard, by the way. The advantage to doing this over what would be like the standard approach is the elevator door stays open during the alert evasion sequence. Whereas the other method would require you to open the elevator twice. Which, if done perfectly, will save you a second or so, given if you had fast elevator RNG going the other way. And Makarov is doing the same. Wow, there we go. Now we actually got interesting race here. No! Oh no! He's gotta fight his way out now. Oh no! Oh no! He's gonna have to kill these guys. Oh no! You do. Yeah, you hate to see it, but yeah, this is gonna cost him a lot of time. And then I think wasn't sure exactly where games spawned.
The elevator closes. No, you really hate to see it.
Oh no, dude! This game could be savage, but man, come on, throw him a bone here. No. Oh, but yeah, so that's
and
gonna...
he still has a SOCOM on previous now, so he will mostly shoot the guard, except for grabbing him.
No, you just... Oh, wait, oh, he saved it! Oh, he saved it!
Really nice!
But Mayu, you were right, he didn't pay attention to his previous... It's the one thing you always gotta be aware of is, like, what your inventory setup is, and sometimes... your second nature reflexes take over, and then it's when you realize, shit, I had the SOCOM. Oh my god.
Now we were looking so much at Makarov and what happened to him. What aims did Limes actually get?
And he got Northwest aims on top of it. Oh, jeez.
What did the Limes get as aims?
I was so, like, focused in on, like, Makarov, epic escape of the B1 floor. I didn't even notice what Limes had. But the interesting thing about aims to spawn in the B1 core is on New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus, his spawn is randomized every run. You can get a favorable spawn, which is northeast of the room, closest to where you start, while having optional spawns in northwest, southwest, and southeast. But oh man, I don't know if my heart can take this. I can only...
Possible hostiles sighted. Send backup.
Okay, I think maybe they could hear us again.
Okay. Real sorry for the audio issue there.
Yeah, so apparently our apparently our Discord bot capturing the audio just had enough, and he's like, you know what, guys, I'm going AFK. You guys take over, and then without realizing, hey, you're capturing the audio. You gotta stay put.
I can't take this anymore as well. You have to do this.
And of course, maybe it's just my fault again. But anyway, so we're up to the Harrier fight now. We're going to see dlimes go for a...
3+69, like he likes to call it.
I was almost expecting a 4+20, but, same difference. But So he's going to do some shots off the distance here. One overhead, followed by another. Oh, that was short. Okay, so that is going to cost him some time there. He's going to have to follow up with not only both of these die shots, but I think he needs like a third hit too.
Yeah.
Because normally, if that shot overhead would have connected, that would have been the end of the fight right there on that second hit. So this is going to give Makarov some time save, an opportunity to try to catch up. Knowing them from the... Man, I hold my breath every time on those Cypher shots. Oh! Okay, so cleared the bridge. Another run, another bridge that didn't get blown up. So, yeah, dlimes definitely lost some time in that one, so...
What? Okay, the card reel?
Yeah, the leap of faith. It's always scary, so...
Not the leap of faith, the one after up the stairs looked a bit weird.
Oh, so Makarov's going to go for the 5+1, and he got the high damage, so this is going very well for him so far with a +1 right there. He's going to have his 2 die shots coming up, which, if both of these connect, 1, and that's 2.
And that's the perfect 5+1.
Nicely done on that Harrier fight. It is really hard to get a 5+1, or even just like a 2+6. I don't know how many different ways you can handle this fight, but getting an ideal fight like that in a race, you know, again, I give a round of applause for Mac. Except I don't give him a round of applause for that leap of faith jump, because the way that he does it just makes me nervous. You know, it's like he goes to that little landing platform instead of like landing in the middle, but hey, if it works, it works. But either way, this is interesting. An interesting turn of events. I mean, you had one really good fight and one, you know, sort of like an average fight, but still, he's maintaining lead. So now is going to be really what comes up, which I'm just sure is on everybody's mind, is, you know, who's going to do the swim glitch. And dlimes, knowing him, he's definitely got his eye on his opponent. I'm sure he's already got his mind made up at some point by now, and realizing that, you know, Makarov got the perfect Harrier while he himself did not. I would imagine, given the lead that he has, he would not go for it.
Yeah, I also don't think he would go for it. For Makarov, if I remember right, he even said he will never do it in a race. I know he's practicing it, but he said something along that he wouldn't do it in a race.
Yeah, it's interesting because I remember when I raced him, he did not do it, which may be part of like... you know, because the thing about the swim glitch, and please make it over the bridge, Makarov. Good.
I was holding my breath for a second there.
Because last week's race, he missed that jump and fell right through. I felt so bad for him, but yeah, way to go, buddy. If he doesn't, you know, walk away with his head up high, at least he could say, you know what, I made the bridge jump.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah. So the thing about the swim glitch is it's kind of a double-edged sword. You can use it as an opportunity to get ahead or to catch up to somebody, but if you take too long to actually execute, you're losing time or possibly giving your opponent some time to catch up. But I would imagine dlimes is not going to do it. And with Mac, honestly, I don't know. I mean, he didn't do it in our race, but... I don't
think he will do it.
I mean, he may opt out of it if he's feeling kind of iffy. But
maybe we will see it later in the V League, but I don't think he will do it today.
Yeah, but I mean, but then again, at least with this very easy league, it's like you never know what to expect from people sometimes, and you know,
you never know what they are practicing.
Yeah, it's like, you know, some people, it's like they may be practicing off stream, offline. You don't really know what they're up to, but I just try to, you know, really, you know, come up with a, you know, sufficient game plan, know what my strengths are, and just stick to it. But sometimes you just got to expect, you know, some surprises along the way. But, you know, we'll find out shortly. And I guess as both of these guys get through their Nikita, President, Kodak sections, I guess I can kind of, you know, maybe pitch this out there while they get underway. Is we have these very easy league matches every Thursday. There will be a bye week or so given the holidays coming up. So definitely tune into these. So if you have not followed the Metal Gear Speedrunners Twitch channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. So go ahead and click that follow button. And, be sure to follow @Apache Smash. The guy is a legend. Follow him on Twitter, and you can also follow our community on our Twitter @MGS Runners. Got to get those out there for the
and we instantly get the link because Apache and Twitter got mentioned, so we summoned him now.
There he is. I figured he was around. All right, so here we go. D-Limes, I would expect he's not going to do it.
He's doing it.
Oh, he's doing it.
He's going for it.
Okay, this is surprising for me, but he is not messing around. I think he realizes Mac, could claw his way back here, depending on what happens, but that's a...
2.5?
Yeah, it was like a 2.5 cycle. Not bad. It's definitely going to save him some time. Now, this is going to put pressure on Mac if he's keeping an eye on, what Limes is up to. This could force him to do the swim glitch if he wants to have a chance to catch up. But again, he may opt out of it regardless. So we'll see. Nice clean vamp from D-Limes. But, oh man, I did not expect that.
Yeah, I also
really
did not
surprised.
expect that.
Because maybe, and maybe, as a thought is like, he could have figured, he could swim normally while Makarov attempts to glitch, and that could actually give Mac a chance to catch up, and Mac is opting out, which is, that's definitely what I expected. So,
yeah.
That's going to give D-Limes not like a guaranteed lead, but it's going to give him a little more of a comfortable lead, especially if little mistakes happen here and there. But the disadvantage to doing the swim glitch is that we'll have to open the second door, whereas a normal swim will not. So you still gain like a net positive, granted you do the swim glitch very quickly. So he'll still be ahead even with having to open the hatch, just given Mac did not go for it.
But which is really interesting today. So in every race, someone was going for a swim glitch, but not both. I guess Plywood tried it, but gave up on it?
Well, yeah, because I think he said in the last race was that since he realized he knew where he was in the race for his pacing, that he was going to try some things that maybe he wouldn't normally do, when the pressure is on. And I think he's still eyeballing to do it. And like I said, if you don't get the swim glitch right away within at least the first 2 to 3 attempts, you're actually losing time and gaining, you're allowing your opponent to gain time, so it's kind of a mixed thing. But, for me, I do it because in the end, I know it needs to be done, especially with some people that I know I'm going up against. Other times, I do it in a way where it's like, hey, I'm ahead, but I'm going to put pressure on, see if they do it. And then, of course, my race against Mac McD was the complete opposite. Mac was actually ahead of me slightly, and then he did it, and I was like, okay, that's it. It's on. We're doing it. I'm split glitching right after you, and sure enough, we both did it. Both got a quick 2 cycle, and man, and like Apache said, this is why the VE League was put together, is for either sweaty moments like the first race, a double swim glitch. I mean, God, what else? I mean, it's absolutely thrilling.
And we got the fast elevator for D-Limes there. Fast elevators are a myth, except you are in the MS court. Your odds of getting a fast elevator are getting 10 times higher if you're in MS court.
I don't know, the elevators just hate me.
Yeah, same.
I mean, they show up when I least expect it, and they don't show up when I need them. Oh no, that guard feels asleep.
Oh no.
That little Metal Gear 1 joke. But, so, we're now coming up to the Emma Escort section, transitioning out of Shell 2.
Love to see it.
Oh, the Emma Escort? I don't know, I mean... Well, I mean, the one thing I like about it is, after doing things like, the Nikita, the swim glitch, if you do one, swimming back, it's kind of like a point where you can kind of relax a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, to get here, it's, Harrier, this, vamp. So, there's a lot of high tense moments and hurdles to overcome. But once you do that, then you kind of feel like, okay, you can kind of breathe a little bit, recollect your thoughts, and then the pace kind of picks up again when you get out. And just as a disclaimer, no Emmas were harmed in this episode of the VE League today. We're just forcefully helping her through the bugs.
It's not even forcefully. We are just giving her a hug and telling her everything is okay while she overcomes her fear of bugs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could say that. It's a hug. It's like, Emma, we're in a race. I know you're afraid of bugs, but we ain't got time for this.
Come, take the hug now. Even if you said leave me before. Take the hug.
I mean, honestly, if when she says leave me, I'm like, fine. You swim your way back. I mean, this takes forever just to get here, and now you're telling us to leave? Let's see, what is Mac doing? Oh, it's almost like he got stuck.
Yeah, he got stuck and then let go of Emma for a second. Yeah, he's going safe for that guard.
Yeah, I mean, if your movement is not on point with getting out of there, that's probably the smart thing to do. And, oh no, what's he doing? Oh.
Lining up the bump, so...
Oh, that was but when you get a slow bump like that, you almost might as well just pull it through the door normally, because at this point, you're not really saving any time. But the idea of the Emma bump is, he shot the wrong Cypher! Oh!
But he got the other one, so he got the right one.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's actually a point when you can, for me, I watched the radar when that's Cypher on the, I guess, upper side of the screen when it rises up. You just
as soon as it starts to kind of glow a bit, this is when I go into first person for that, and this is when I equip my AK and go into first person for that. And he misses the door. Oh.
Yeah, movement is key. I can't say that enough. But yeah, the whole idea is like, one of the ciphers is in the air already. So if you auto aim too early, you'll accidentally select the other one. But either way, I'm still gonna make it through while dlimes begins the Emma sniping section, which is gonna have some things to clean up. Ciphers to take out, guards to eliminate. Wait for the call from Pliskin saying, "Hey, I'm here to help," and then we're just like, "Nah, we got this."
Yeah, but one thing which got mentioned, which is really true. Even if there are some minor hiccups, both are having really good runs.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really happy for Mac with at least some of the big things I'm seeing, and I'm just really happy he didn't fall into the water again, because I felt like he, in my last week's race, he was on my heels. Like, he was inbound to try to catch up, and when he fell in, trying to get into Shell 2, I felt so bad for him, and I know he kind of kicked himself for it, but, he's having a, fairly good race. dlimes, still, hanging it in there. I mean, most likely, not
he's trying to communicate with us.
Let's see, what's he doing?
No, he
says hi.
Hi back?
I mean, I do smiley faces. People type out words. I mean, spam codecs. I mean, it's like when you get Emma onto the, when she's like making her way off the first bridge of 3 for the sniping section, you can kind of just relax for a bit. There's not much going on. You could just, kind of enjoy the view, check out the seagulls. Maybe give Snake a gentle love tap with the PSG-1.
This is also like a thing. You're hitting Snake with a PSG-1, and even if you hit his head, he does not die. How does he do that?
It's got to be in the headband. I mean, I don't know, or maybe nanomachines.
He does not have the headband yet. He doesn't have it yet.
I don't know. It could be he could be carrying onto it. It could be in his pocket, but I'm just gonna go with nanomachines. It's the answer for everything.
Nanomachines, true. But yeah, it's also maybe it's a reference to Metal Gear Solid 1, where he just takes a shot from Sniper Wolf and just stays there taking this call, and nothing happens while this call.
I'm just reading Patchy's comments. Like, you can skip this second by killing Emma on the 69th frame. I actually have to say it's on the 420th frame. It's I don't know, but yeah, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, we're trying to riff here. I mean, there's, after you get around the first bridge, there's not a whole lot going on. It's one of the nice things about VE is, you don't have to use the potassiamines. You get steady aim 100% of the way, regardless of your stance. There's no mines to take care of on these bridges. The ciphers don't come in as often. Not as many guards, so it's kind of relaxing.
Just go ahead, grab a drink, grab something to eat, take a nap.
But I guess while we're enjoying the view, I can go through some of our additional promotions. Other than following the channel here for the VE League, we also have Stream Team content, which is streamed here at least 5 days a week. For example, you have Plywood on Mondays, dlimes on Tuesdays, so on and so forth. We showcase different games, different categories. We also do Omno Rookie episodes, sessions where an upcoming runner wants to learn a game from somebody, which will pair up with a coach, an experienced runner, just trying to teach them through the game, and then they go through a run of their own. So be sure to follow the channel here, regardless of what interests you. We would definitely appreciate it. You could also follow our community YouTube channel, which races like this, as well as other content get uploaded there, as well as the highlights that get done on this channel itself. And before I can finish what I was saying, oh, look, there's Vamp, and he's dead. Crab emoji.
I actually did not look for like a second because I was looking at the chat and Vamp was gone.
Yeah, I mean, if you blinked, the Vamp fight's over.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I don't know, it's like he's kind of there, and then it's just like, he's gone. So that's the end of sniping for dlimes. He's now going to make his way back to Shell 1, making his way into the late game Arsenal gear. Bum, bum,
wow,
bum.
Makarov is still playing around with Snake. And doing this weird first-person thing.
What if he's trying to get, where you could, show Raiden's eyes? It's, I don't know, it's really scary. I mean, maybe it's just trying to get into the theme of Halloween. I mean, I would get that.
Yeah, it's almost Halloween.
Man, I know you have time to shoot that cipher, but I just get nervous when it gets fired at that late.
Yeah.
But either way, he makes it through. And now
and he's killing the seagulls. I don't like killing the seagulls, but sometimes you get forced to.
I'll agree to disagree about the seagulls. I have a bad history with them in this game.
I know. I guess I'm like one of the only persons who doesn't want to kill them, who doesn't want to see them dead.
Jack the Ripper.
All right, so while Makarov finishes up, dlimes entering Arsenal gear with a friendly, I guess, reintroduction to Solidus.
Nonsum and misses it.
Oh no! What? Oh, he's got a. Oh, he's on a Vamp! No! Oh, Makarov.
No.
Oh, jeez, you hate to see this.
Yes.
So there's actually a no zoom mechanic to take out Vamp. Sometimes it's just you press just a little too much, get too much adjustment. It is faster than zooming if you do it perfectly, but it is tough.
Yeah, but it's like a quarter step, which can cost you a lot of seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, again, I still give credit for for even just going for it. I don't go for it because it's like either my D-pad or keyboard input, which you can actually use your keyboard.
Oh no, he's hugging the wall. He's
Oh.
leaning against the wall for a second there.
Okay, he's gonna lose a little bit of time, but thankfully it's
I
not the
don't
worst
know
thing.
how to style, but he gets the cartwheel up the staircase instantly. Yeah, I don't know how the ciphers move on this bridge if you lean against the wall for a second or so. I don't know how they move if the other cipher will turn around. This is why I was a bit like, oh no.
Well, I mean, the first cipher that's above your head is the one that'll spot you first. The second one, you have time to get away from it, followed by the third, which is like running the exit. So, still good bridge either way. You definitely don't want to get an alert there because the ciphers will swarm on you, and you can't go over the final bridge with the loose panels because they'll just fall right through.
And you don't want to take a continue there because you get to set all the way back after you finish the ramp. This costs up to a minute. Just falling down there.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely terrible. But dlimes making his way, well, almost through Jujunum now. Actually, I was actually watching the stream and not the restream, but that's probably why I'm behind.
He's already at the rose call.
The hallway, yeah. So now Makarov will make his way through Jujunum, but dlimes opting to do the punch and cartwheel, which is actually a nice thing to do. It kind of gives you a little more control for the timing of rolling through them. So now he's just going to swing his weapon at least once, start I think it's 45-second train timer for, hey, we got the sword. And
he's playing around with Snake, which is really nice. He did not really get that much attention in this game. Just play around a bit with him.
I mean, he's got to be careful. I mean, Snake is, he's not messing around. He's like, damn kid.
Moron.
I mean, you gotta wait the 40 seconds. I mean, you just
you have to do something. Everyone does something else. It's the same for the solidus speech. Some cartwheel and go for the weapon menu, because solidus speech is one of the only occasions where you can do this without losing time, because this is based on the audio and not on visuals. When this will end,
Makarov is gonna go. Oh, he got kicked. Oh, jeez.
And he fell down. No.
Oh, and he fell down. Oh, jeez.
This is losing up to 30 seconds. And he face planted. This Jujunum has gone.
Oh,
really...
no.
Oh,
yeah, this
you
is
hate to see it. You really hate to see it.
While he's trying to get out of Jujunum in this,
he got kicked
messy
in his
situation.
Cartwheel. That's not nice of you, Mr. Tengu.
Oh man, yeah, this is gonna cost him a lot of time. You hate to see it, but Jujunum is definitely one place where it could just go from 0 to 100, before you know it, and not such a good way. But either way, they made it through. dlimes now beginning his Tengu 2 section, and unless I don't know, it's gonna have to take a lot to pull this back. But
dying
with that,
twice the solidus.
Yeah, I mean, dlimes has got an even bigger lead now, even before starting his Tengus. But with that, that's definitely going to put him behind.
Yeah.
But we'll still finish out this race, and I believe we'll go to IGT regardless, considering it's the last race.
We go to IGT for every race. In case you're wondering why we are doing this, in case of a multi-way tiebreaker, we will add up all IGTs we've acquired over the course of the 11 weeks we are playing. 11 or 12? No, I feel it's at least we are adding up all of the IGTs we acquired over the course of the Very Easy League. And then the person who got the lowest added up IGT goes to the playoffs.
Yeah, because, especially in a situation where if you don't come out with the win, sometimes having, the efficient time can still help you out in situations like that. Oh, I see Makarov going for the little, dance thing that I did in the first race. I'll give him some style points for that one, but, the time gets tracked cumulatively throughout the race, and just like Plywood, dlimes memeing with the thermals, actually the red thermals, to be exact, which is a setting you can enable in vSphyx. I believe if you set the one of the quality options to low, and then if you set it above that, it actually gives you the substance thermals.
Nice. Okay, we got a nice Tango 1 skip by Makarov there.
So very carefully timed punch kick against the door while flat up against it. And he's through. I'm just refreshing my restream, just I'm not behind again. So dlimes, I believe he's going to go for the aggressive raise, which is going to fire at the middle and right raise, followed by the third, and that was really nice. I get nervous on that third shot, but Normally you would go for a middle left ray headshot, while the third ray on the right would jump on the stage for a final hit or so. But in this case, dlimes went for middle and right first with a very small window to get a shot on the left ray before it jumps up on stage, which he did get. And I think it saves like, I don't know, like a second, and that's only like if you get the ray before it jumps.
Limes just gave me a little heart attack there for a second.
I think he's just trying to give Solidus a chance.
Yeah, but it's still like every time I see this, I'm like, no, don't do it.
I don't know. Maybe he heard what I said about like it would have to take like something drastic, like a death or whatever, to give Makarov some of a chance to come back. But I think he's just say, you know what, Solidus, I'm gonna give you a fair chance.
I mean, you won't have a chance at all, but I at least let you believe that.
So while he skips the final codex, we're going to come up to the final find of the run for dlimes, while Makarov is waiting through Solidus' speech to begin his last set of fights. So here we go. So he's going to stagger Solidus to lose balance and hit him 3 times, bait out a set of missiles, another 3 hits, and you want to move far enough away for the camera to readjust itself so that you bait out the missiles. If you're not far enough, you'll actually get Solidus to zip away rather than do missiles, which will lose you time. And he did not get the short zip.
Yeah, so, this was... Why?
Well, because if you're not far enough from Solidus before transitioning from phase 2, he'll zip across from you.
Yeah, but he's basically standing right next to him now, so I don't get it, even if he would have...
Okay, so he's playing it safe. So you can actually do like a parry.
Which you saw there at the second dash.
And that's time for dlimes. GG's for him.
Do you remember this place?
But yeah, overall, not a bad run from him. Just a few things here and there, which, if I had to guess, he's definitely in 103 pace, far from PB pace, just, given the Harrier and, maybe some of the other minor things that happened, but still a good run from him. Meanwhile, Makarov is going to finish up with his run, which, like Mayu said, we are going to go to IGT for both, which then I think we might get either one to join us on comms while we wait for the run to finish. But I guess one thing I got to say, and I say this to everybody, is like no matter what happens in these kind of races, like you always have to kind of, just take it for what it is, and you always want to try to get some kind of good like draw from it. It may not be the outcome you'd like, but you also don't want to like be your own worst enemy, because it's definitely something I struggle with at times, where it's like, ugh, here goes another Harrier. Like it's like 2 weeks in a row I missed the 5th shot. But VE is definitely good to like I guess what's the word for it, like just to kind of like help build up that confidence. It's a very easy category to get into. You can learn it.
Yeah, it's easy to learn, hard to master. I would call it definitely like that.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head on that one. It's I would definitely recommend very easy to anybody if they're interested in speedrunning. It's a great one to start with.
Especially if you want to get if you want to run higher difficulties later. Very easy, really teaches you the fundamentals of the whole game.
All right,
and everything you learn in VE will also be handy as soon as you go to other difficulties.
All right, so Makarov is starting a Solidus fight, so he's just going to take a detour off to the right. So that right there is the shorter zip, which is, again, it's positional based on where you are relative to Solidus. So now I would almost expect, I think Makarov might go for a block. I don't know if he's going to go for like the first
very
parry.
Close to the edge.
There.
Oh,
jeez, that.
Oh god, I was so scared. And that's time.
All right, so time for Makarov. Definitely GG's to both runners.
GG's to both.
We are going to go to IGT. So maybe we'll see if either one wants to join us for comms. And like I said, I would. Yo, what's up, dlimes?
Hey.
Hello, dlimes.
Yo, congratulations on the race. It's it's definitely fun to watch. I was definitely surprised that you went for the swim glitch, going into Shell 2.
Yeah, I had a decent lead. I needed some in-game practice with it, in like real world practice. I figured, yeah, might as well whip it out and try it and see. The run was okay to that point. The run was actually okay overall. I'm done with the new Fat Man setup. It is utter trash with the RNG. I'm good. The carrier, we are having question marks with 3+5. I've tried plywood setup. I've tried by setup. I'm starting to get way more inconsistencies with it again. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to press print screen for the entire fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, overall, it was a fairly, standard run from just watching you. And then I know with Fatman and Harrier didn't go is what you wanted. But overall, it was. I would imagine it's still got to be like a 103-ish pace just from kind of eyeballing it.
Yeah, I had my splitter open, but it never started, so I don't know.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I opened live split because I was gonna just hunt for golds like I normally do, and yeah, it never started. So mystery run, but I learned that I played better, not staring at the timer. So I think I'm gonna leave it off like I traditionally do in races. I only started using splits for these runs. Played well week 1, but the last 2 weeks I have not been playing well. So splits are a no-go. Splits are bye-bye for the rest of the league.
Yeah, but I have to say the timer also freaks me out. No matter if I would race or even in solo runs, it freaks me out seeing the timer. This is why I'd rather run without it.
I think Plywood was onto something when, it's like you don't want to track your time in the context of competing against yourself, but more or less be focused on something else where it's where you are relative to the race, not to your own time.
I'd really wish I could. The problem with live split is it will always be in the foreground of everything you do. I'd really wish you could put it in the background just to have like your splits in the end to see where you are better than other runs or where you were worse than in other runs. But I don't want to always have it straight in my face.
I think there is a way to hide it. So
yeah, there's a setting I think you can enable rather disable to get it to do that. But for me, I turn it on just to almost kind of like keep myself focused. Where it's like if something bad happened, I don't care if it's red, green, or yellow, but it's like, okay, what can I do to try to make this up? And then kind of eyeball where my opponent is. It's like, okay, I think I could do this, and this is the time save I should expect to get. Try to use it as a calculation rather than like beat myself up.
For both races I did, I wasn't even really looking at my opponent. I looked once at Tino's screen at the oil fence to look where he was, but that was about it. I just heard parts of dlimes commentary because Apache was sitting next to me watching the race with commentary, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I just could hear it here and there if you were popping off. And this is why I knew Holds 2 were going crazy for both of us.
Oh yeah, that was that was definitely something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely had a fun time doing commentary again.
Yeah, I had a really fun time commentating. I want to do it more often.
And I know Makarov is probably not satisfied with the run, but I still say this to everybody. It's like, just, you could be your own worst critic, but I mean, still keep trying. It's, you just got to set goals and then just go for them. But then, in these races, I mean, honestly, shit happens all the time. I mean, I think we've only 100%. Maybe had like 1 or 2 runs out of the 4 weeks this has been going on that were like absolutely like god tier, but almost every other run has had like some kind of mistake or so that would happen. It could be like, bad aims, Fat Man, Harrier, like Solidus. I mean, I missed my parry on the first charge, which is something I've been up to today. I was fairly consistent at getting until he elbowed me in the face. I mean, it's, you know, and I guess what I was trying to say is like, you know, I still recommend this category for people to want to get into, you know, not to discourage yourself from wanting to either participate or improve it. And it's definitely a fun category to play, to learn. It's even better to watch, you know, for commentary, but you know, it's definitely something.
It's a great way to get your feet wet when it comes to MGS2 because you learn the route, you learn movement, which is really key, but it doesn't scare you away like if somebody starts on normal or more importantly, European Extreme. I've seen runners start on Euro, they get intimidated by it, they can't do stuff, they don't progress very fast, and then they just drop the game and move on because they started on the hardest difficulty for whatever reason. Do the ladder progression. Start on very easy. Learn the game first, then move your way up. You'll have fun doing it. You'll put up runs faster. You'll improve faster. You'll have confidence faster. And then you can move up to the higher categories like I did.
Actually, I could vouch for what he said because I started on Extreme, worked up my way to European Extreme. It was actually, it might have been dlimes that was like, hey, do VE, you'll thank me later. And as it turns out, wow, my movement is better. My menuing isn't garbage.
We counted time for dlimes.
So we got a...
Oh, black screen. The black screen.
Nice.
102.56.
Wow, that is surprising.
That means Makarov's going to have a 105.
Yeah.
Wow, nicely done, dlimes. I mean, after everything that happened.
Really nice, yeah.
Yeah. Considering the Harrier, considering Fat Man, considering some menu errors like in bomb disposal and stuff like that, that's that. I feel good about that. I mean, swim glitch helped. Like I wouldn't have got a 102 without the swim glitch today, but
yeah, we were really surprised and kind of popping off when you started doing it.
Yeah, because I was like, man, you know, I'm sure he's got his eye on the feed, and you know, it's like if I were him, I would probably not do it just to, you know, not try to like, you know, rock the boat, you know, keep the pace going. But yeah, that was a good race. And then I guess while we wait for Makarov's IGT to show up, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to say something about the progression thing as well. I basically did the mistake that it was at the beginning of 2-player 1 controller for me, and I was like, hey, come on, let's try MGS3, but we step it up, we go for Euro. So I basically started the first time I was learning any strat in MGS3. It was European Extreme, 2-player 1 controller, and after I tried to learn like a few things on my own, I never got further than the pain. I don't want to play this game anymore. Don't do this to yourself. Really go for lower difficulties, learn movement, learn the mechanics of the game, and go up from there. Otherwise, you will destroy this game for you.
Yeah, definitely true enough. And actually going through VE, while it's not exactly for me personally like a highly sought out path, but whenever I do play it, I feel like it does make me a better runner in other difficulties. It's actually made me better in Euro just from some of the little things that were kind of weighing me down in time loss, and even attempt some really risky shit and, you know, the tanker holds, doing the you know, platonic double tap and M9 hold up. So shout outs to Platonic Guy for showing me that trick. And we're coming up on time for Makarov. I think my feed's ahead of me slightly, but get ready for time.
I'm on the black screen of Doom. Now I have the logo. And 105.34.
Ooh, I was so close.
Yeah, you said 24, right? Yeah.
I believe that's a PB for Makarov. Like, come on. Is it?
Wow.
Or is
Let me check. I will check. 1 second.
But yeah, either way, I mean, just from having the...
Yeah, it is.
Is it a PB?
By 10 seconds. By 10 seconds,
wow.
yes.
Way to go, Mac.
Good stuff. Good
you
stuff.
Know, and you know, I said this, you know, when he made it into Shell 2, I was like, you know what? I'm just happy that he made it through. I know last week when he fell through, he was beating himself up. I know he's a better runner than what happened, but just for...
We all know that.
just for making it through all the way to the end and you still PB, that's definitely, that's definitely a good thing to draw from. But
let me just put this into context, because maybe he'll listen to the VOD later, maybe he's listening now or whatever. He's done 4 races so far. He has a bye week next week. He has improved his time every single week through the first 4 races. That's progress.
It is. I mean, I believe he started on, what was it, like a 107, and now he's in the 105 range. I mean, it's, he's getting better.
Yep. Day by day.
But either way, that's going to be it for me on commentary. Mayu, thank you for co-commentating with me. And dlimes, once again, thank you. And I also thank Apache for, hosting this event tonight. And also shout outs to Precious, Roy, and Chuza for stepping in, helping sort out our GW bot woes tonight.
Definitely